Well, it's too easy to bash on this movie and really hard to find good things about it. But this is hardly the worst movie ever made. So now I'll go over this movie's strengths, because it must have some.
Okay, just because everybody hates it doesn't mean it's not good.
I am a fan of a lot of Star Trek soundtracks, and while this one isn't one of the best, it is solid. It is another Jerry Goldsmith score, and he proves again that he is one of the best in the industry, and that his death was a loss to filmmakers around the world. This was a role intended for Sean Connery and also offered to Max von Sydow. Sybok, I thought, proved to be an interesting villain. Laurence Luckinbill got the role, and honestly, I have trouble seeing anyone else handle it better. The concept of him being a Vulcan that rebelled from Vulcan teachings in the search for God, something that would be completely contrary to the pure logic of Vulcan, is fascinating. Hell, there is probably a damn good movie in just that story. Of course, maybe he just wanted to get away from Vulcan to avoid his in-laws.
Lucy, you gonna fix my breakfast or not? What do you want me to do, starve to death?
Would you please
Take away my pain. Leave the cold outside.
This is an example of good character stuff. We get to see the pain of Spock, and it's really pretty solid. We also see why he embraced Vulcan life, because he seeks the approval of his father. We know Sarek throughout the Star Trek movies, the original series, TNG, and he seemed like a very wise Vulcan. Of course, this scene may or may not be real. It's not about reality, but about Spock's perception of reality, and allows us a glimpse of his fears. It is something we never thought we would see from the always confident Spock, and really a great character moment.
So human.
Spock's pain was a great scene, but ends up playing second fiddle to McCoy's pain. He allowed his father to die to something that was cured shortly afterwards. It's an example of great character stuff. We get to see a part of McCoy that he has kept hidden forever. And it is something truly unique to see, because no one would ever guess this of him. It's an example of great character stuff that this movie rarely does in favor of character assassination. Really, all the cast does a great job. The script fails them often, but it's hard to blame them for that. The ambassadors on the planet seem like characters that were meant to have more of a role. Hell, they even cast David Warner as one of them. There was great potential there. This is a great bit where the ambassadors are under attack, and they are mobilizing for the oncoming storm. We get some good interactions between the crew, including a surprise romance between Scotty and Uhura that goes nowhere quite spectacularly. And we also get another unexpected romance.
Tonight we're gonna make it happen. Tonight we'll put all other things aside. Give in this time and show me some affection.
Oh my.
All the cast do great despite the things the script has them doing.
Wait a minute. Perfect. But we'll have to get their attention.
Wait. Time out. Let's take a few moments to examine the problems with this scene. Number one, somehow this is a better idea than fixing the transporter. The only reason they're doing this is because the Enterprise A is a piece of shit and their transporter doesn't work. Usually in Star Trek the shuttles have transporters too. Of course, I guess in this movie's defense, they never think to use those. They should be independent of the ship, or maybe the shuttles have fallen victim to the same fate as the tablets.
Captain's log, starbase 84.
Number 2, every one of the terrorists is straight. This plan will only work if every one of those terrorists is straight. What if they weren't? Was Kirk prepared to go all out with the plan if need be, and go out there and dance and sing naked with some branches?
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me around again to find I'm not the man they think I am. No. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think
Number 3, I would love to see their faces for this. The plan is being worked out, and somewhere it's said that these terrorists are sex-starved. I don't know how they would know that, since it's clearly established there are women in that town they're holding. And that Uhura should get naked and sing with some branches. I would just love to see the scene where they plan this out. Uhura, I'm going to need you to strip off all your clothes and dance with these 2 branches.
For the last time, no. And it's now the best time to discuss this?
No, this time it'll be to help the hostages.
How will that help the hostages?
It's easy. They'll see you and be filled with an insane lust, causing them to want to rush up here and gang rape you.
Causing them to what?
Well, they won't be filled with an insane lust to make them rush up here and get your number. No, they'll attempt to gang rape you.
Wait, in what universe is that a good idea?
You're right. It's not just good, it's great. It's brilliant. Now wait, what is the video called? Oh crap, where was I? The only weak link in the cast is William Shatner, who isn't a terrible actor. He is an over-actor, that is indisputable. But if you get him with the right director, like Nicholas Meyer, you can get a damn fine performance out of him. Unfortunately, a director that doesn't get the best performance out of Shatner is Shatner himself.
We'll need all the power you can muster, mister.
That being said, he's not terrible in this movie.
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
He's just the obvious weak link. The concept for this movie seems intriguing. It asks, what is the true final frontier after we've explored the cosmos? And the answer is exploring the question of religion. If God created the heavens and the earth, then what of these other aliens and planets? Did he create them too? Does every planet have their own god? Or is it one god under many names? Or is the truth that there is no god, and that these species have all been created through the precise mixture of the right elements? Great questions that Star Trek hasn't explored. Unfortunately, this movie doesn't do that either. The concept for this movie was started by Gene Roddenberry and intended it for use with Star Trek the Motion Picture, but proved to be too expensive. So naturally, it was revived for the movie that had huge budget problems. Add to that, Roddenberry himself didn't like the script they turned out for this idea. Leonard Nimoy and DeForest Kelley objected to the idea that they would betray Kirk and the Federation. And that is a key problem. It seems when writing this, they were more concerned with a script where Kirk goes off alone to fight the good fight against the bad guys. Why does he need to be alone? Why does everyone need to betray him? Why can't we get a script where Cybok takes the ship with his wits? Why does Cybok go to such efforts to get a Federation ship anyway? Certain there are lots of shuttles and much smaller ships that would certainly be much easier to take. But that is a symptom of the problem with this movie. Good ideas that fail to be thought out to their logical end, and instead are completely half-assed in their execution. And what of the question of God this movie asked?
We were speculating. Is God really out there?
Maybe he's not out there, Bob. Maybe he's right here. Human heart.
Yeah, they cop out on that one. I liked Man of Steel when I started my review of it, and once I finished my review, I think I liked it a bit more. It was almost as if talking about its problems helped relieve them from my mind, and I was actually just able to kind of enjoy the movie for what it was at that point. Did the same thing happen for me with Star Trek V? Well, I started this review disliking this movie, and I actually had trouble populating the awesome list, and found that this movie had far more things that suck about it than 5. Perhaps if we had gotten to see the pain of more of the crew, and they could have maintained the quality of McCoy and Spock's pain, that would be great character stuff. Plus, they should have had Kirk go through his pain. It felt like kind of a cop-out how Kirk is claiming to need his pain without going through the process. His claim would have meant more if he had seen his pain. Then he says, "No, give me my pain back." While this wouldn't help the many plot holes of the story, it would at least fill runtime with great character stuff. May not have made the movie good, but would have made it better. Let's just say my opinion of this movie did not improve with this review process. I give this movie a 3 out of 10. Definitely not the worst movie ever made by any means, but a seriously flawed movie, to say the least.
Give us a moment alone.
Don't be afraid.